a popular television presenter, actor and anchor who's had a very long stint hosting cricket and other sports. He's currently very much in demand as an actor in the OTT platforms and movie space and as an anchor for live corporate shows and sporting events. Also, as a sports presenter myself, I have looked up to this man for a very, very long time. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Sameer Kochar. All right, I have to tell you, our guest for today, I saw her many times on television, but I first time saw her play live at the Asian Games 2018. And I realized what a superstar she is. But then when I hosted the Tokyo Olympics, you know, what was beautiful about the Tokyo Olympics, that women empowerment and the power within women was at the very hem of it. And we saw Mirabai Chanu win us a medal on the very first day, you know, opening our medal tally for India. Of course, PV Sindhu had a lot of pressure on it, but there she went ahead, got the better of Haibing Zhao, and got us a medal. And how? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of India's most successful badminton players, a former world champion, a double Olympian, and let me remind you, the only Indian woman to do so. Of course, very inspiring, the most inspiring role model for the youth of today, a true champion and a superwoman. Please give it up for PV Sindhu as she will regale us with her stories on the resolute fight challenges. The stage is all yours.
You got to keep those claps going, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make some noise. Got PV Sindhu in the house. How's it going, PV? Before we start off, how's the weather up there? Is it okay? Lesser pollution?
It's really good.
It's really good, right? It's so good to see you. Thank you for joining us here at the Goafest. Have a seat. Let's chat. Now, before we start off, there's so many questions to ask you. But we're at the Goafest. There's the ad fest. We've got all the ad gurus, the moguls from different parts of the country who've made their way out here. It wasn't happening for the last 2 years, and now we're finally meeting. We are celebrating the spirit, celebrating the superhero within. And the fact is, we've all gone through troubled times. We've all gone through the craziness at the pandemic. And here we are once again. We're meeting our colleagues. We're sharing ideas. We're sharing thoughts. And we're making this fest what it is, spectacular. Did you notice last night when we came out here, there were people outside intermingling and the party was on? Yeah, it was fantastic, wasn't it? The people are enjoying themselves.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
They really are. Okay, so the enjoyment begins right here. Now, you know, I got a list of things I got to read out about you first of all. And I've been amazed and marveled at the fact that she's only 26, right? Only 26. At 26, I'm sure most of us did not know what's happening in our lives. But here's a list of her accomplishments at the age of 26. Padma Bhushan winner, Padma Shri winner, Khel Ratna Award, Arjuna Award, BBC Indian Sportswoman of the Year, two-time Olympian, silver at Rio, bronze at Tokyo, first Indian to win a gold at the World Championships, and you're only 26.
Thank you for the compliment. Thank you so much.
It's not a compliment, it's reality, my dear friend. Now, I really want to ask you, you know, how do you feel at 26? Is it sometimes overwhelming to feel that, my God, so much has just happened to my life at such a young age?
Well, of course, I really feel happy about it, but I think it's just the starting and there's more way to go on. And yeah, when you read out the awards and rewards, I mean, it feels really happy, but that definitely gives me a lot of confidence to go much more higher.
Not taller, higher. But you know, there's one more award we could give to a person sitting in the crowd. That's a father, Mr. Sindhu out there. You could be, sir, be the father of the decade. Round of applause for him, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it takes a parent like this to push the child forward and to push the child so the child fulfills his dreams. And sir, congratulations to you for producing a gem. और आपने हीरे को मतलब निखारा अच्छे तरीके से, and here she is in front of us. So you either travel with your mom or your dad, no? Why did you choose your dad this time to travel with?
I didn't choose anyone. I'm going alone this time.
Talk to us about your early years. Now, your dad was a volleyball player, so was your mother. Talk to us about being born in a sports family. How was that for you?
I should say I'm really very lucky to have parents like them because, yeah, as you mentioned, they themselves were volleyball players. But yeah, I choose badminton. Well, it was my own interest that I've come into badminton, but I think, you know, they were always guiding me in a right way because, you know, they've experienced it. And in a way, yes, I'm really very lucky because at home, they keep telling me that, okay, this is what you've done and you need to change this. Also, when I go for training sessions, you know, my coach says what to do. So it's always good to know different things from different people because everybody have, you know, different choices and different thinking. So in a way, I'm really very lucky because my father has been, you know, coming to tournaments and seeing badminton, seeing me since more than 15, 16 years now. So he know what it is and what to do and what not to do. So in a way, yes, here I am.
Here you are, yes, you are. But when you chose badminton, and the fact is that they're volleyball players, what was their reaction and why did you choose badminton as a sport?
Well, they were happy in whatever game I choose because, you know, when my dad was playing, besides there was a badminton court, and I said, I'm interested. I mean, initially I was just playing at home just for fun. But then when I started going for badminton practice sessions, I told them that, you know, I'm really very interested. And they said, okay, why not give it a try? So they've never said that, no, just play volleyball because they were in volleyball. But in fact, they said, it's okay, whatever sport you're in. And it's an individual sport. So it's not like somebody will play for you. You yourself should prove and you yourself should play and win the match. So
We're on that. We'll keep the claps going out here, guys. Really enjoying this. Champion bol rahi hai bhai. So here you are, your parents have given you the go-ahead to go play badminton when they're volleyball players, and they put you as an 8-year-old into an academy. As an 8-year-old, you went into a baddie academy. Do you remember anything about those days of walking into an academy with a coach and other kids around and you're learning this sport for the first time? Any memories of playing as a young kid?
yeah, there are a lot of memories because when I started playing first at the age of 8 in the railway grounds, so my first coach was Mehboob Ali, and I trained with him for 2 years, and then we shifted from there to another place, and then I played in LB Stadium for a couple of years, and there my coaches were Govardhan sir and Arif sir and many more. So it was like a process. I mean, every year, year by year, I've been improving and I've been achieving. So back then, when I started playing badminton, I didn't think that, you know, I'll become a world champion or an Olympic champion because there were very short-term goals where when I was under 10, I wanted to win under 13, under 16 and 19. So I think 2012, that was a breakthrough year where I thought for myself that, you know, if they can do, why not I?
Yeah, that's it, guys. Anybody with kids out here? Well, they never figured out their lives. I want to go and talk to my children as well. And you're right. The fact is that 2013, the World Championships is where you went and became India's second medalist in the singles event since Prakash Padukone's bronze in 1983. I don't know about you guys, man. This is just jaw-dropping for me. I've met a lot of cricketers in my life over the years and I've been really wanting to meet her. So all these achievements is just remarkable. How did you get this discipline at such a young age when you had other kids around who were probably running around, playing in the park, having fun, trying to steal candy? How did you get this discipline?
I should say, I think from my parents because, you know, the discipline and the hard work and the commitments towards the sport, I think that is very important. And if you achieve something and if you dream something, to be there someday, I think you need a lot of commitment and a lot of discipline. And I think that's what my parents taught me. And yeah, I've been following that and I've been achieving. And there's a lot more to achieve. So I think it's very important for a sports person to maintain. And you have a lot of dreams. So to achieve that and to play that level and to maintain that level is much more harder.
Wow. So you got the discipline. You're this young kid on the block who's making waves now. And you're moving about. You're doing wonderful things. But when was the day you said that, okay, I'm going to represent my country. This is it. This is what I want to be. I want to train. I want to play at the highest level. This is who I want to be for the rest of my life. Was it a day, a moment in your early playing years?
when I was 16, I started playing international tournaments. So of course I was very happy, like another girl, where oh yeah, I'm gonna play international. I'm gonna represent India, which is a very big thing. And as I mentioned earlier, yeah, 2012. I think that was a big breakthrough year because I played with an Olympic champion. She was an Olympic champion in 2012. Her name is Li Zuri from China, and I beat her. So that is when I thought, if she can become an Olympic champion, why can't I? So that was the day. Yeah, that was the day.
And then you went on to represent India in the Olympics, and my God, what have you achieved out there? It's incredible. But what does it take to be somebody who can represent your country? What does it take physically, mentally, emotionally? What do you have to do to become an Olympian?
Well, it's not easy, but at the same time, I'm really very proud to be an Indian, to represent my country, because when I was playing the Olympics for the first time, so frankly speaking, I never thought I would get a medal, but each round mattered a lot for me. And match by match, round by round, I've been playing well and I've been winning. So the final day, playing against Carolina, I played well, I've given my best, but unfortunately I lost. But I'm proud that, I got silver to my country. And when I was on the podium, I have no words. I was on cloud nine because a lot of people said, you didn't lose gold, but you won silver. Yeah. And that was the happiest moment of my life back then. But now I have a lot more moments, which makes me happy. And when I came back to India, there were people telling me that, you have no idea how it was here in India. So I think that definitely, I had tears in my eyes.
Let me tell you, it was nuts. We were all super excited and we are super proud of your achievements. But, the fact is, when we see you on the court, and guys, I think you'll agree with me out here, when you see you on the court, she's this intense player, pumping her fist. Every point matters. She's digging deep. She's trying to make it count. You meet her otherwise, and she's a smiling, young 26-year-old. How do you switch over to being this intense person on court? What's the switch on, switch off button that you have?
Well, it automatically changes when I go on court because, I just get so serious and I don't know, people ask me that, people initially used to tell me that, I think Sindhu, you're a very serious person, but I'm like, no, I'm a very jovial person. It just happens to me on court, but off court, I'm a normal person.
Yeah, certainly. We were talking about everything besides badminton backstage right now. But is there anything you do before you go onto the court to prepare yourself to be in that zone? Do you find a method to say, okay, now I want to block about everything in my life. This is what I got to do. I got to go and win. I got to perform. Any kind of method that you follow?
Yeah, of course. When I go into a match, I definitely visualize whoever I'm playing against. And I just discuss with my coach. And there are particular strategies when we play against each player. But before I go, I just think to myself that you worked so hard for this, and I just want to give my best and give my 100%. Because, winning and losing is part of life. I mean, you can't stop that. If you lose, you lose. And there's only one thing that when you lose, you have to go back and learn from your mistakes and come back stronger. So I just tell myself that, I just have to give my best no matter what, whatever it is.
Fabulous. Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot. Tokyo or Rio? Which was harder? Which was more satisfying?
Well, it's very different. Both are very different because Rio was my first Olympics and I didn't know anything. It was very new to me. So that was a different experience. And Tokyo was a completely different experience where there were a lot of expectations, a lot of responsibility, and people want me to win gold, and I've given my best, but it couldn't happen. But I came back with bronze. So to choose one, I would say Tokyo, because that was much more harder. Because, as I said, yeah, the expectations and the responsibilities and the pressure was a lot more higher.
And also the fact that if you lose in the semifinals, and then you got to wake up the next day and still fight for that medal. It's got to be super hard because at one side you're dealing with the loss of not making it to the number 1 spot or number 2 spot, and here you have to still pick yourself up and at least fight for 3 or 4. So how do you pick? Because you're torn, your heart is torn both ways, saying that do you put the loss aside? Do you wake up and say no, I got to still focus on it? How did you do it?
Well, there were mixed emotions because when I lost the semi-finals, I was in tears, of course, because I don't have another chance, to go further. I lost the opportunity to go to the final, but at the same time, I also have another chance to prove myself again. So I really had mixed emotions. I didn't know what to do. I went back to my room. I was calm. But then, my coach and my parents called me, my dad called me, and he said, what has happened. But he just told me one thing, that there's a lot of difference, in standing on the podium and getting fourth position. So that made a huge difference. Because standing on the podium, getting that bronze medal, there's a lot of difference between that and the fourth position. So I'm on the positive side, getting a bronze, standing on the podium.
Well, certainly positive. Banging performance there. But we were talking about resilience, we were talking about resolve in the last 2 years, how it's been crazy on the entire world. Well, most of us were sitting at home. We were locked up, we were under lockdown, we were not being able to move around, we were pretty much dealing with the consequences of what life has thrown our way. But here you were, that not only did you have to train for the highest tournament in the world, but you had to do it in the middle of the pandemic as well. Tell us a bit about that.
It was a bit hard because, we were training really hard. And initially, 2020 was supposed to be the Tokyo Olympics, but because of the pandemic, it had to get postponed. So it was just a couple of months away for the Olympics, and I was really training hard, but unfortunately, there was the news that, the Olympics is postponed. So it was a bit sad because we've trained really hard for, we were waiting for this for 4 years. And when they told us that it was postponed, it was sad, but then, to save our lives and to be careful and, from the pandemic, we had to make sure we were at our homes being safe. For a while, we didn't have place to train because, they said everything is on lockdown and we can't go out and, it was really bad. But then, of course, the government was very helpful that, we've taken a permission that, we want to train hard and play Olympics in 2021, and they were kind enough to give us permissions. But again, finally when the Olympics was there were also still speculations whether it will happen or not. And I was hoping that it should happen because we have waited for 5 years now and it has finally happened. But even after going to the Olympics, it was really hard because we had testing each and every day. And imagine, you come to the semi-finals and you test positive. That would have been worse. But thankfully, everything went on well and I came back with a bronze. But I think at that point when the pandemic was there, I think it was a bit hard, but also it was challenging at the same time. And I would say it has helped me because I had much more time to learn a lot of skill and to improve my game. And I think that really helped me in Tokyo. So I would say I would take it in a positive way, but at the same time, it has hit really hard. And I hope everything will be fine and we all will be back again with a bang.
Well, it started right now. The bang is started in Goa. All these folks are here together. They're having a good time. Now, guys, I was also amazed in the fact that, since we're talking about resilience, resolve, we're talking about digging deep, about what we can do best to achieve the maximum of what our potential is. I want to tell you all what I heard from her backstage. I'm going to ask her to repeat it right now. That what goes into the making of a champion in terms of the amount of hard work, the sweat, the hours you have to put in. PV, if you could just please repeat your training schedule for me once again. I would love for the crowd to know exactly what goes into this champion on a daily basis at the court.
Yeah, so my day starts at 6:30 in the morning. So I think from 6:30 until almost 9:30, 10, I do on-court sessions, then come back. And then I do my fitness sessions that can be endurance or weight training from 11:15 until I think 1:30 or something like that. And then, I have my lunch, take a break, and then again from 4:30 until 6:30. Yeah, that's my daily schedule.
Anybody want any water? I think I need some. That's just incredible. Okay, who's been your toughest opponent so far, and what are the qualities you've wanted to imbibe of that person?
I feel nobody's tough, but at the same time, anybody's beatable. And right now, Yeah, right now I think everybody is of same standards. You can't think that, when you're playing with the high ranked player that she's hard or she's not beatable. At the same time, when you play with a low ranked player, you can't expect that it's going to be an easy win. So you have to give your 100% no matter what, because it just depends on that particular day. So who plays well and who give their best is the winner, is what I feel. So I can't just say one person that, okay, she's the toughest opponent and she's unbeatable. No, I don't think so. Everybody's beatable.
Everybody's beatable. That's true. Your greatest moment on the court, doesn't have to be any particular tournament, but what's been your greatest moment being on the court?
When I got my first medal at the World Championships 2013, I think, yeah, that is one of the greatest moments. Yeah, that's when it started, so yeah.
Nice. I got some slightly fun questions away from the sport now in terms of your personal life, and post which I have some lovely questions that have come here from the audience. They want to also ask you lots of things about your life. The fact is that what's your go-to food? What do you have cheat meals?
Yeah,
what's your go-to food?
I do have.
Do you tuck down food? Do you take down being a Hyderabad girl? Are you a biryani girl?
Yeah, I like biryani food, of course. Hyderabadi girl, who doesn't love biryani?
Well, looking at you, I don't think you'd eat anything besides like the right kind of protein that goes into the body. What do you do? What does PV Sindhu do when she's not playing badminton?
So I have a nephew who is 3 years old. So yeah, I spend time with him, and I have a pet dog. He's a lab, so his name is Rio. So yeah, I spend time with him. Yeah.
All right, perfect. I think I've asked you enough questions, but just one last thing I want to ask you is that I believe you met Kapil Paji last night.
Yes.
What did Kapil Paji tell you last night? Please tell us.
Well, he told me really some interesting things where he was telling me that a lot of people ask me, a lot of people tell me that, yeah, you have faced a lot of struggles in life, but he was like, I tell them that no, I don't face any struggles in life. When you win something, I think I enjoy success. So I've enjoyed my life, I've enjoyed in doing whatever I like, and I've won a lot of things. So even you shouldn't say that you face struggles. In fact, when you win, you forget all of the struggles behind. So this is what he told me.
Wow, and I believe Kapil Paji will be on this stage as well in the second half of the day. He's going to be out here with Charu, and he's going to be talking about his life. A fantastic person at that. So you've got life figured out at 26. Before I go on to the people's questions, what's the next 26 years like for you? Have you thought about it?
Right now, it's just badminton. So let's see what's next.
Let's see what's next. And a lot of badminton at that, folks. If you want to hear once again, I say these things out because she's here to inspire us, and it takes a lot. She's told you about her training methods. Let her also tell you about what's in store for her in this coming year in terms of tournaments, so you know just how much work there is to put in for the champion and to remain the champion. Will you please tell us your schedule, your calendar, your roster for the year, PV?
Yeah, so it's I almost have 10 tournaments back to back. So yeah, after this I'm going straight to Bangkok to play the Thailand Open, and then I come back, and then we have continuous tournaments for a month. That's like Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. And then, yeah, I come back for a week, and then we have the Commonwealth Games, and then Asian Games, and again, World Championships and a couple more tournaments. So, yeah, this is my schedule for the year.
I'm just cancelling the holiday I was planning. Listening to what she's saying. Got to focus more on life. Get the body fat down to a right percentage. PV Sindhu is in the house. PV, you're inspiring and also very demotivating for me, I must tell you that. All right, listen, I mean, she's got such a fabulous career and she's just so wonderful. I don't want to eat up all the time in terms of posing my questions forward. The lovely questions that have been posed forward by all of you, fine folks sitting out here in the crowd. So let me ask her some things that you would like to ask her. Okay. All right, we got Nivedit, I think Nivedit Gajapati. Where are you, Nivedit? Are you around here? Where are you, man? There you are, Nivedit. How's it going? You good? All right. So your question is, what is the one career you would have pursued if not sport?
When I was really young, I thought I would become a doctor. But I think being a sports person is much nicer and much easier. Not easier, but also it's good to travel all around the world. So yeah, I choose sports person, being a sports person, yes.
May I remind you that your sister is a doctor?
Yeah, my sister is a doctor.
And may I remind you that she might be watching this on MX Player. And you are telling her that your job is slightly easier and more funner. And she's 7 years older than you.
Yeah.
Sir, good luck for her at home. Badi behan ke saath. All right, thank you for your question. I hope you got your answer, buddy. She only wants to be a sports person. Is there any, so then we have another question by Hrish Bhavan Thota. Kahan hai aap, sir? Is he here?
Yeah, he's there.
There it is. All right. Hi. How's it going? Hello, sir. Sari question us kone se aaye hain? That's the question, Kona. Okay. The question is, what is the one piece of advice you'd give your younger self? Sir, how much younger? 12? 15? World Championship के बाद? तब तो हो गया ना काम? 15? Okay. Just kidding. Younger self.
To my younger self, I would say maybe be more consistent. Parts of on court and off court, I don't know. On court, I can say, yeah, be more consistent because being a player, I've seen, looking back, I would say, yeah, maybe a little more consistent.
More consistent. All right. Okay, now keeping the ad perspective in mind, because we are at the Goafest here, how important is it for you to know a brand well when you endorse it?
It's really important to know what it is because you're not just coming here to just say what you like, but you also need to understand and know what it is. So Goafest, yeah, I've heard what it is, and it's really good, really great. So I appreciate and I thank everyone for inviting me here, and I'm really enjoying it. And I wish all the very best to the Goafest.
Yeah, of course. To all these fine folk out here. Now, is there any particular brand or something you're looking for? Because there are all these guys around here. You can ask them anything else.
I've heard earlier about the Goafest, what they were saying. They've been telling, so
correct.
it's
if you want
really
anything, we know the right people now.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I'll give you guys a hint. Please look closely, very closely if you can, at her nails. At her nails, please, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just show them to everybody once. No? Look at this. Nail paints, if you're around anywhere, please show your face right now. No, but you had a lovely one for the Olympics as well, right? You painted that.
Yeah, I had Olympic rings. So I really like nail art and, some kind of, apart from badminton, you need to enjoy your life too. So why not?
If you get the time, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay, some more questions? Okay, as a 90s kid, what is your favorite ad or brand you can think back on? Any particular ad that comes to your mind when you think about ads?
Not any one particular ad, but I would say I just enjoy because each one has its own definition and its own thing. So yeah, I just enjoy and not
All the
one
ads, yeah.
particular brand.
Something that just catches your eye, which is, got a good impact value to it. All right, next one. It's interesting, actually. It's a great question. I think it's asked by Thotaji once again. Thotaji, you're thotoing very well. Very well done, sir. How has technology helped you in sport?
Well, it has really helped me because, when we look back, after we finish our matches, when we want to actually see what went wrong or what needs to be done, I think it's always nice to go back and see what mistakes you're doing, especially for my dad, because my dad watches more matches than I do. So it really helped him a lot. And now, yes, I am, it's really helping me too. But I think technology has always helped each one of us, I think, to be frank, because whatever you need, whenever you need, it's always there, no matter what. And anything, not just one particular thing. If you want to look what has happened and what needs to be done, so it's always there. So technology now is been like super fun, super fast, and we get whatever we want. So yeah, technology is really good. It has helped me a lot.
Yeah. All right, perfect.
Well,
Thank you so much for that. Thank you for having us over, guys. Once again, let's give a huge round of applause for this champion right here amidst us.
But
I think we can stand up for it also, yeah, guys. Come on. No, you
But-
keep sitting. Because if you stand up, you're taller than everybody in the room.